A tourist in KL or Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia would normally go to places like this, and this. Normally. Well, when I had a vacation in KL, I did go to such touristy places since I was indeed a tourist. But I guess I'm a half normal tourist because the other half is a book and comic nerd, especially on webtoons and manga. So places related to those are among my top priorities in every travel adventure. Oh, but before I continue, I would like to use this opportunity to thank my viewers from Malaysia. According to the YouTube analytics thingy, these are the top countries of where my viewers are from. And Malaysia is among the top 5. That's so cool! I really appreciate this. Thank you guys. This isn't really the reason why I went to Malaysia though, but I am very amazed with this coincidence. So, I dedicate this video to you guys from Malaysia. Anyway, moving on. Upon arrival in KL and after hotel check-in, my friend and I went to KLCC. Of course, we took lots of pictures of the famous Petronas Twin Towers. There's a mall connected to it, and we had lunch inside its food court. The name of this restaurant is most likely very familiar to romance webtoon fans. Then, on that mall's topmost floor is where we will find the Kinokuniya bookstore. Oh my gosh, it was so exciting to explore the place. It was like 5 times bigger than the Kinokuniya branch in my home country. I think I got lost like twice in this place. Me and my poor sense of direction. I'm not up to date with the latest novels anyway, so I went straight to the comics section. This part features the bestsellers and the new releases. I sorta used it as a landmark because it's in between the Chinese and the English manga sections. At the Chinese section, I didn't expect to see lots of tanmei or boys love books. It's interesting to see the Chinese version of art books and manga, like this one and this one. There were a lot of Genshin Impact merchandise. I don't really recognize any of the characters since I don't play the game anyway. Loser, I know. Let's now move on to the English manga, and oh, there's Monster! And wait, oh my god, only now I've realized that its manga volume covers are connected like this. I feel so stupid. Anyway, as expected, there's solo leveling. Of course, they have the light novel version as well. Well, aside from SL, the other manhwa that I saw were these romance fantasy isekai series. Among OEL webtoons, I saw Let's Play and Lore Olympus. But I was most delighted to see the beginning after the end. So this is what the physical version is like. But the one I bought is Hooky. I only found out that Volume 2 is released when I arrived in Malaysia already. And I didn't want to gamble on whether it's available in my home country or not. So I grabbed it already. I'll show more of this baby in an unboxing video. Oh, I found a manga here in KL that wasn't available back at home. Seven Ghost Volume 6. Finally, my collection is complete. Yes. There are 2 versions of Zom 100 and Mob Psycho. It's nice seeing cheaper options. And this manga cover, at first glance, I thought they were Kaiden and Jiwoo from Elicid. Me and my weird hallucinations. Anyway, I saw so many manga there, which made me a bit nostalgic, like Devil's Line and oh my god, DMC! And I seriously need to catch up on some of my old favorites like Bungo Stray Dogs. And this Bride manga is still ongoing? I thought this ended long ago. About the Jeweler Richard manga, I finished the anime but got lazy to read the manga. But a certain someone has somewhat tempted me to start reading it already. I often see people recommending A Sign of Affection, BL Metamorphosis, and Food Truck. I suppose I need to try them out someday. Robo Sapiens caught my eye, and this Levius manga keeps on getting my attention. Is it actually popular? Strange, I'm usually familiar with popular titles. And what? There's a zombie series I've never heard of before? Unacceptable. I will research about it soon. Now, among the merch, there were lots of them. I was a little tempted to buy this acrylic stand because they're my ship in Spy Family. Or this Nyanko Sensei mug. But the practical side of me had won, so I managed to control myself. Not sure if I could still do that the next time I see it. I didn't roam around the Japanese section much anymore because I already spent more than 2 hours in that bookstore. It wasn't enough, of course, but I can't stay long. After all, I still had another place to drop by on that day. And the next stop is at the Sungewang Plaza. I've heard there are anime stores here, and according to my quick Google research, they should have closed around 10 p.m. We were there around 9 p.m. I think, so wait, maybe that closing time was only applicable to the mall itself because, as you can see, the stores are closed by the time we arrived. Anyway, I noticed posters of this Akiba street that seemed to have just opened recently. I was hoping it was still open, so I looked for it and I think I found the jump-off floor it was talking about, but I'm not seeing anime stuff, so I no longer pushed through. But when we already left the place and then I looked at this picture again sometime later, it was only then when I've realized that there's actually an arrow sign over here. So I just needed to walk over there to see it. Me and my blindness. Anyway, on the morning of the next day, we went to historical sites because such tourist spots cannot be missed by a history geek like me. Afterwards, we went to this huge mall called Pavilion Bukit Jalil. We actually arrived in KL around early December, so there were Christmas-themed decorations. I was most excited to take pictures with Thor and with BB-8. For lunch, we ate at Jollibee. It's a popular fast food chain in the Philippines, and when I see a branch abroad, I check it out. Seeing familiar products and localized products in the menu was fun. But my main mission in that mall was to check out the largest Japanese bookstore in Southeast Asia, the Tsutaya bookstore in KL. I looked for it using a directory. Amazingly, I was just 1 minute away and I just had to go this way. So what happened later? I ended up here. Me and my sense of direction. Anyway, I managed to find it and wow, it looks so elegant. I managed to explore most of its main section, but once again, I focused on the comic section. There must have been a lot of One Piece fans who hang out in this place. There's something like an altar over here and over here. I started at the Chinese section and wow, first time I see a Korean manhwa in Chinese. And it's Sweet Home! So cool! I keep going back and forth to this section because seeing my favorites on the covers make me giddy. And wait, what do I see here? Oh my, I thought it was a girly Kim Dokja. On second look, that's when I realized that he isn't actually wearing a coat even. He has black inner clothing and had a white yukata over. I suppose I'm too addicted to Kim Dokja that pale characters wearing white over black clothes will make me think of him. Anyway, I looked this up and found out that the title is Jigoku Kurayami Hana Monaki. What? That's kinda long. Translation is Hell Without Flowers or There Are No Flowers in Hell. Interesting. Let's check out the plot. A young man who can see people's sins in the form of yokai gets employed at a sort of odds and ends agency run by supernatural beings. So it's like Dr. Ramone? The MC there was a doctor for supernatural diseases. Ah, wait. It looks like there are two main characters here? Then maybe this is also like Fukigen no Mononokean, but darker? I like dark series. Let's check out the genres. Horror, mystery, psychological, seinen, supernatural, and award-winning? Dark ambience, folklore, half-human, investigation. Wow, this is more than enough to make me interested. I hope to read this soon, but it doesn't seem to be available in English yet. Oh, by the way, that's like a preview of how I decide whether I check out a series or not sometimes. Now, on the English section, I was really tempted to get this colored Levi manga. It's so magnificent, but also magnificently expensive and heavy. So, I forced myself to be satisfied with a selfie. Ching! For now. Oh, I miss FMA. It's lovely to see it in this form, and this form, and in this form. And oh my, an FMA art book! And I was really tempted to get this one, but it's more expensive than the Levi book. I wanted to buy this Tokyo Ghoul art book, but maybe next time. Ooh, this one looks disturbing and amusing at the same time. I think I read it before, but I forgot why I wasn't able to continue. I recall liking this crazy rabbit character, and 2023 is the year of the rabbits, so this might be the sign to continue it. Anyway, this time I checked out the Japanese section, and wow, this Yu-Gi-Oh cover is so pretty. It's nice staring at Seto Kaiba and his blue eyes white dragon, but I recall the cover used to be, well, less fancy than this one. Ah, turns out it was a reprint. Okay. Ooh, so this is what the Japanese version of Solo Leveling is like. They're promoting the upcoming anime adaptation, and it seems fully colored too. Cool. But well, what I ended up buying is this Jujutsu Kaisen's sticky scissors? Maybe this is a common tool for crafty people, but it's my first time seeing scissors that can be kept like a pen. Let's see. Oh, okay. There were two designs of these scissors, by the way. There was no Gojo design, unfortunately. I love Panda and the rest of the characters too, but I decided with my twinsies! Yeah, I see them as identical twins. Ooh, I spotted another temptation. They are like little paper figures that represent the teams in Slam Dunk. I almost took one, but I forgot why I changed my mind. And that's it for my Tsutaya bookstore adventure! Later in the afternoon, we went to Bukit Bintang, which is said to be like the Times Square of Malaysia because of the crowd and its many malls. First stop is the KL Don Quixote store in the Lot 10 Mall. It's a popular Japanese store, and being inside felt like being in Japan. On our way to the popular Pavilion Mall, Chanel was promoting their new perfume in their spaceship thingy. Inside it, it's like you're in outer space with constellations in the background. As an Omniscient Reader fan, seeing stuff like this makes me so happy. I'm sure fellow fans will have a similar feeling, right? So on the next day, we went to yet another famous tourist destination, which is the Batu Caves. There were so many birds flying! I spent more time with the birds than on the actual tourist spot. There were monkeys roaming around too. In the afternoon, we went to a famous shopping place, which is the Genting Highlands Outlet. My friend found very nice deals over there. I actually had no plans of buying anything from there until my feet hurt, so I needed to purchase sandals. I didn't notice anything anime or book related there. Well, except for this place, I suppose. On the next day, we went to the zoo. It was fun to see all the animals there. My favorites were the zebra, the white tiger, and the panda. Notice what's common between them? Yeah, for some reason, I'm attracted to monochrome colors or black and white stuff. The color of their fur is even the same as this guy's iconic costume. He already has those dark circles beneath his eyes. So let's put cute ears, then tada! Our beloved Dokja is like a panda! At the panda area, it was quite amusing when I noticed some kids staring at me. I think it's because of the cap and the shirt I was wearing. I adore pandas so much. I think I spent more time there compared to with the other animals. After the zoo, we went to Chinatown and ate lunch in the beautiful Malaya Garden. I like their menu, which is like in newspaper style. It's pretty cool. Afterwards, we went to Kway Chai Hong. I wanted to come here because I heard it had a mural of that fun lady from Kung Fu Hustle. After that, we went to Rex KL. It used to be a cinema, but it has now become something like a cultural hub thanks to the talented and creative local designers. Of course, my favorite is the bookstore at the third floor. On the bookstore entrance, there's this sign which a lot of book lovers can relate to very much. Entering the place felt magical. There are so many books in so many shelves that are arranged such that you would feel like you're inside a maze. With my poor sense of direction, I got lost more than twice. But of course, I managed to find my way to the comic book section and my favorite genre, crime, thriller, and mystery. There's also this glass floor thing where you can see stuff and people on the lower floor, and I had so much fun walking on it. Afterwards, I went to Central Market because I heard it's famous for souvenir shopping. I bought some, and originally I planned to explore its artist section, but I changed my mind. The place is so big, I might get lost again. For last-minute shopping, we went to a mall that's pretty close to our hotel. Coincidentally, we spotted this unique tree, which is said to be the first ever Bear Brick Christmas tree in Asia. I've heard that this Old Town coffee brand is originally from Malaysia, and I like that coffee, so I bought all the flavors I found. Okay, not all, just the ones which are kinda sweet because drinking something too bitter makes me grumpy. I also bought some chocolates, but I originally had no intention to buy Milo here. Milo in my hometown has a different packaging, but in Malaysia, it has Park Seo-joon's face. Oh no. And that's what I'm like as a traveler. I hope you had fun watching the videos as much as I had while in Malaysia. So if you enjoyed this video, I would appreciate it if you click the like button so that, well, I would know that you liked it. Terima kasih. By the way, it would be lovely if you guys could give suggestions or recommendations of places to visit in Malaysia so that it can help other viewers who are interested to hang out there. Hopefully, I can come back to Malaysia. We'll see. To be notified of more videos like this, or if you also like videos related to webtoons or manga and anime in general, please subscribe. Thanks for watching and hope to see you again. Take care!